I want you to think about the last time a smell stopped you in your tracks. Was it a candle or food? Probably food. Or did it bring back a memory? Brought back a memory, brought back these emotions that you had whenever that moment happened for you. That's what smell does. You didn't decide to smell it. It just happened. You didn't decide to have those feelings. It brought those feelings up inside of you, right? That's not random. What it is wiring. It's an automatic system inside of your body. Every other sense that we have has to go through security first. The thalamus in your brain has to go through that, which is the security section of your brain. All right, it's the bouncer, if you will. It has to go through that before it can reach to the part of where your emotions are. But your scent, your smell can bypass the bouncer. It has VIP access. It goes directly there and it can help regulate your mood. It also taps into your memory and it dictates your emotions without having any other input trying to tell it what to do, which means your logical brain does not get a vote. We don't even have to worry about that. We don't have to think about it. It just happens. And this is why it's so important. This is why I'm bringing awareness to it in this video. Here's something that might surprise people is that taste actually has 5 basic tastes. Everything else is a flavor, which is actually a smell that comes up into your nose from your throat. So what we taste are just the 5 basic tastes, which will be sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and savory. That's it. And taste actually has to check in through security just like your sight, sound, and touch. What we call flavor, those seasonings and everything we like, is really aroma. That's what we're getting is aroma. It's not actually taste. You're just smelling what those spices and herbs are. That's why when you get a stuffy nose, you can't taste anything because it's affecting you being able to smell. It's blocking that off. Now, this is why I created my tool from the Reset system. This is a nasal inhaler. Okay, I have it to where you can wear it around your neck, you can put it on a keychain, wear it on your bag, put it in your pocket, whatever you want to do. But either way, the thing is, you don't have to think about it. You can create calmness and safety in an instant from your nose, from the smell. It's going to reach the part of your brain that dictates how you feel without having to think about it. Like your brain is just catching up and you've already dictated it. You've told it what to do. Now, my main focus right now with this tool is one, for you to understand how to use it. So that's why I talk about it in my content and everything. I'm going to keep bringing it up. Okay, but I need you to understand what's actually happening and why it helps and why it works. But the next thing is I'm focusing on stress reduction and gaining focus, okay, enhancing our focus. So those are the 2 areas that I'm going to be talking about in my content right now. Now, I'm going to recommend some oils. I'll go ahead and put them up here of ones that will help with stress reduction. I'll also include the companies that I believe are good companies, so you can check them out. I'll also link these in my description box. And then I'm going to give you some for enhancing your focus. All right, so these are recommendations for enhancing your focus. Now for me, as you can see on the bottom one is I stick with mono oils right now, at least. I just like certain smells and I've associated them right now. I've already trained my brain to these smells. And so I just stick with those mono ones. You can choose the blends that I recommended, but whatever scent it is for you. The thing is you want to pick one that you don't use for anything else. It has to only be dedicated for stress reduction or enhancing your focus, whatever the area is that you want to focus in on, okay? And we can do both of them, but to start, focus on one thing. I always preach the one thing. I do believe in it. If we want to focus on the one thing, sorry, these mosquitoes are eating me up out here, so I'm trying to hurry up with this video. But focus on one area. I'm going to say stress reduction. So I would pick my one scent. I would use my inhaler, put my scent in here at the start of each week or whenever I need it. And then I use this, and you need to practice. This is why it's a tool and it's a practice to anchor you in. So when you smell it, you're anchoring your body in. You tell it things. We create the space that we want to create. This is our environment change. We have our tool, and then we can make a decision from there. Now we can tell ourselves what we want to tell ourselves. These are auto suggestions. These are new beliefs so that we can override the limiting beliefs or the past conditioning, the past programming that we've had. And then we can realign. Okay, we can make clear decisions. We can move forward with whatever phase that we are in. If you're new here, I'll talk about the 4 phases from this framework that I've created, the PARA method. All right. You can check out the quiz again in the description box below. It's at my website, bornvital.com as well. And that quiz will tell you where you're at right now and how we can take the first step forward, the one step forward. And we focus in on that area for a period of time. Now, for anything life-changing, 90 days. 90 days. It depends on where you're at right now. You know, you could be further on one end of the phase than the other, but I say 90 days focusing in on one area. And then there's the reset system. This is a part of the reset system. It's a toolkit that has a 30-day journal. I went to create the 90 days, but I broke it down into 30 days so that it doesn't create overwhelm. You can gain clarity fast, and you can start to see your patterns, these loops that you may not have noticed before. And then we can move in a clearer direction at that point. So we're taking it 30 days at a time at that point. So we reverse engineer setting goals, okay, and moving forward in a direction without the overwhelm. So I would recommend the full reset system, the whole bundle. But of course, understanding this, and you can use whatever you want. You can use the oils right out of the bottles. Initially, when I came up with this idea, is because I was practicing this myself, and I would put the oils in my hand, rub my hands together, and then cut my hands and smell them like that. And that's what I did initially to start until I could find tools and devices. And then I started to build my own. But I didn't just make this to make it. I made it because it helps my body speak to my body in the language that my body understands, to bypass the security and the bouncer and the thinking mind, because I can be very logical. I know a lot of us can. We're trying to figure it all out, ask all the questions. We know the plan and all this stuff, and we keep saying, why isn't it working? Well, there's some underlying conditions, and we cannot hit to the subconscious mind till we bypass a few of the blockers, the firewalls that are there. And we place the firewalls there sometimes ourselves, or we just developed it over time. These are conditionings, again, programs. So in order to bypass that, we're going to use something that's automatic in our body. We work with our body, not against it. It is trying to keep us safe. That's what it's been doing this whole time. Now we need to train it, and we need to practice, and we need to speak to it in the language that it understands, tell it it's safe, and then we can listen and hear more. We can make clear decisions from our intuition, from our gut, the second brain, if you will. I think it's important to point out the fact that you cannot use the same thinking that got you into the situation to get you out of the situation, which is, again, why we need to bypass that thinking, bypass the logical mind. I dive deep into this on my channel, so subscribe if you're new here. Go ahead and share this video with someone that you think could use this information right now. And check out my Substack. I just started my Substack. I dive deeper into these topics and hash it out, and I put in some images in there as well. And whichever ones do well, I'll go into deeper content on it on this channel. Another thing that helps me out is if you hit this like button, it tells me which videos you like. Comment and let me know, have you used something like this before? Do you use oils? And if so, which ones do you recommend? What does it help you with? Which companies do you go with? And we can help each other out, basically.